Welcome, I'm Janice Pettit, and I'm here at the Raleigh divorce firm of Gailor, Jenkins, Davis, Taylor, and Gibbs. And I'm speaking with the attorneys on various topics that are important to you if you're facing a divorce. So right now I'm speaking to Meredith Cross, and we're talking about how your divorce or custody case would be affected if domestic violence is involved. So welcome, Meredith.
Thank you.
So my first question is, in the U.S., how many children are actually affected by domestic violence?
Surprisingly, somewhere between 3 and 5 million children are affected by domestic violence each year.
That is really shocking. So in a divorce or custody case, does a child have to be the direct victim of domestic violence to be protected?
No, the purpose of the court is to protect the child at all costs. So if there's any instance of domestic violence, the court is going to get involved. That may be limited or supervised visitation for the offending parent, or in some cases, no visitation at all. Generally, the no visitation is in extreme cases. If the court feels that it's going to be in the best interest of the child to continue a relationship with that parent, the offending parent, then the court will order that the offending parent go have rehabilitative therapy or things like that to help make that situation better and to become a better parent.
But what about if you're in a situation where you're worried that the abusive parent or spouse could hurt the child further, or even that both of you would lose custody?
A big question is whether or not Child Protective Services is going to come in and remove the child from both parents. For instance, you might have a situation where both parents are violent, or there might be drugs or alcohol involved in the situation. If that's the case, then the child does need to be removed until the situation is made better. You may have a case where you have one parent that is a victim of domestic violence but is there and trying to take care of the child. And if that case, if the court feels that it's still in the best interest of the child to remain with that parent, the non-offending parent, and that that child is safe, they'll allow for the child to remain with that parent.
So Meredith, in a divorce case, how can an incidence of domestic violence affect custody?
It can severely limit or curtail the custody of the offending parent, especially if the court finds or believes that it puts the children or the child in it at substantial risk of harm going forward. It does not, an instance of domestic violence in and of itself does not affect the divorce because that's a separate issue.
So in an incidence of domestic violence, what rights do you have?
You have the right to go to court and ask that the court protect you. You ask for a protective order. You have the right to ask the court to fashion a custodial schedule that is going to protect you and your children. For example, the court can order that the offending parent not go to certain locations, such as your house, the children's school, the grandparent's house, or within a certain number of feet of you. The offending parent is also prohibited from owning or purchasing a firearm during this period of time.
So Meredith, if you find yourself in this really difficult situation, what are the absolute first steps you should take?
If it's an emergency, contact the police. Make that record. Second, you're going to want to join support groups. There's a lot of resources available to you out there. You're going to want to come up with a plan of action, and you're going to want to contact a family law attorney and before you implement the plan, so that you know whatever you're doing is going to be in the best interest of you and your children and is going to protect you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Meredith. This is really valuable. So if you find yourself in this situation and you want to contact Meredith, her contact information is included at the end of this video. And if you know someone in this situation, please feel free to comment and share. Thanks, Meredith.
Thank you.